Unbelievable. Josh Allen does it again. Welcome into our Four Verts post-game show. Bills, Ravens, Buffalo wins 41-40 on Sunday Night Football to cap week 1 of the NFL season, at least Sunday. We have a game tomorrow night, Bears-Vikings. If it comes anywhere close to living up to that, I think we'd all be surprised. Are you kidding me? This game was done. This game was over. The Ravens were kicking the Bills' ass. Buffalo could not stop a nosebleed. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry were flexing their muscles. They were pissed coming off that loss in the playoffs to Buffalo last year. And Buffalo just keeps plugging away, and Derrick Henry fumbles, and the door opens for Josh Allen to complete the comeback. What an absolute game. We're going to break it all down here on tonight's show. Then we'll do a little rapid fire from the games earlier today, but we'll stay focused on the nightcap here. Subscribe to the channel if you love the NFL, if you love college football, if you're a football fanatic just like I am, because if this shit doesn't fire you up, I mean, this ain't the channel, this ain't the sport for you, because that's as good as it gets, man. I mean, think about the primetime games we've had to start this season. Philly beats Dallas 24-20. You have Spitgate with Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott. The Chargers upset the Chiefs in Brazil in an epic game, 27-21. Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes going back and forth. And then this one tops it all by a country mile as Josh Allen leads an improbable comeback, 41-40 over the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they panned the camera to Lamar Jackson on that final drive with the Bills down 2, and he's just shaking his head. He's like, we're fucked. We're just screwed. And I thought Collinsworth made a good point, just to rewind a little bit. So Derrick Henry fumbles. Bills get the ball back down 40-32. Punch it in. Don't get the 2-point conversion. They kick it deep, and the Ravens get stopped and have about a 4th and 2.5 or so at their own 37. And Tirico says the Bills are going to get the ball back. And Collinsworth kind of steps in and is like, are you sure? I kind of think the Ravens might want to go for this. They're not exactly stopping Josh Allen. And I kind of had the same thought. Because Tirico punched back, and I don't necessarily disagree. He said, yeah, but if you don't get it, they're already in field goal range. It's like, true, but you really think a gas defense that's been on the field the last 6 or 7 minutes for the most part is going to stop Josh Allen up 2? It'd be one thing if they had to score a touchdown. I'd be like, okay, you punt this ball away. But up 2, or even if you're up 3 where a field goal only ties the game, but it's like, I am not punting that football back 4th and 2.5 to Josh Allen. I will put the ball in the hands of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry to put this game away. I think that was a critical error by John Harbaugh. And it's one of those where it's not really the analytics play necessarily. It's the feel out the game play. Like, I get it. You're inside your own 40. It's closer to 3 yards than 2. It's risky. But your defense is getting shredded, man. You're only up 2 points. Go take the game. And Collinsworth made the point too, and I agree with it. Like, okay, if you don't get it, at least you have all 3 timeouts and it's a shorter field. You might be able to get the ball back with the chance at least if they take the lead. But they kicked it deep, and what did Josh Allen do? Throw. Field goal range. Take a couple knees. Matt Prater. Ball game. I mean, this game was done. And I loved Baltimore coming into tonight. They're my Super Bowl pick this year because I think the Ravens have a notably better roster than the Bills. But Josh Allen just seems to have Lamar's number all of a sudden. I don't know what to say. And Lamar didn't do anything wrong tonight. He played terrific, but just couldn't put that game away. And Derrick Henry fumbles, and you feel bad for him in a sense because he averaged 9.4 yards per carry tonight, the ageless wonder. But you got to find a way to close that game if you're Baltimore. You just have to find a way. and they didn't. And Josh Allen kept slinging the pill, 33 of 46, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushed for 2 more scores. He was just Superman. It was a one-man show. One-man show. Keon Coleman had 112 yards and a touchdown for the Bills. It's a good sign for Buffalo. I mean, even that, let's go back to that. At 40-25, it's 4th down, and Allen is scrambling, throws the ball up. It gets tipped in the air, and Coleman makes a diving catch to cut it to 8. And at the time, you're like, okay, how big does that play end up being? If that play falls incomplete, the game's over. Unbelievable. Just an unreal game. I put money on the Ravens too, so nothing crazy, like $20, but wow. That was, I don't even know what else to say. I can't, you kind of can believe what you watch because these guys are unreal. Josh and Lamar, if it went the other way, you could believe it too, but you're just like, wow, that's as good as it gets. That is as good as it gets when it comes to quarterback play in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, 14 of 19, 210 and 2 touchdowns, rushed for 70 yards and another score. Derrick Henry, 18 carries, 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zay Flower, $143 and a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, speaking of ageless wonders, 33, 34 years old, a beautiful one-handed touchdown catch. I mean, this game was a highlight reel to watch. And the Ravens were making a lot more of the highlight reel plays for 3.5, 50 minutes. It was 40-25 with 5 minutes left. For Buffalo to steal that game in regulation is outrageous. An outrageous outcome at Orchard Park tonight. That was unbelievable. What a way to cap off an NFL Sunday. It's not the end of the world for Baltimore, but that's a tough one to shake, man. Especially considering the Ravens were on the short end of that playoff game last year when they felt like they were the better team last year, and I don't even disagree. To not win tonight when you were clearly the better team for the majority of that game, that's a tough pill to swallow. That is a tough pill to swallow. I just want you guys to weigh in real quick. Who is the best team in the NFL? I mean, it's week 1. We got a long way to go here. I have no idea. Because if you ask me right now, are the Ravens or the Bills a better team? I would still say the Ravens. But they just lost, so how can I say that? Man. Unbelievable. What an absolute roller coaster of a last 5 or 6 minutes that was. All right. Let's go around the NFL a little bit and give some of my top takeaways. We'll do the afternoon slate, then kind of circle back. Packers, you want to talk about best team in the league? Certainly one of the best performances in week 1. They dismantled Detroit 27-13, and it was really 27-6. The Lions scored a garbage time touchdown with like 2 minutes left, a one-handed snag by Isaac Tesla. Dominant defensive performance. They were balanced offensively with Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs. The Lions' interior offensive line struggled at times, and that's a question mark for them after losing that interior led by Frank Ragnow, who retired. And listen, they lost both their coordinators, and we all wanted to know, how is it going to look without Ben Johnson and without Aaron Glenn? The offense was pretty pedestrian. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, 44 yards rushing on 20 combined carries. That's no good. Micah Parsons had a sack late in that game for Green Bay, several pressures. Is Green Bay the team to beat in the North? We'll see what the Bears and Vikings look like tomorrow night, but that was one of the more complete performances in week 1. The Rams took down the Texans in kind of a slugfest, 14-9. Stafford, 245 and a touchdown. Big game for Puka Nacua, who had the game-sealing catch on a 3rd down to ice the game. That offensive line for Houston had a couple injuries today. C.J. Stroud still didn't look great, so that's something to monitor. 49ers kind of pull one out of their ass. Brock Purdy throws one up for grabs to Jake Tonges. Ever heard of the name? For a game-winning touchdown with a couple minutes left. They beat the Seahawks 17-13. Purdy, 277, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Jake Moody missed a chip shot. He had another field goal blocked. Does that experiment end for the 49ers kicker? We'll see. We'll find out. Had he cost them the game, had they lost, you would almost guarantee that. Cam Ward's first start, some struggles, 12 for 28. The Titans lost to the Broncos 20-12, despite Denver having 4 turnovers. Bo Nix had 3 on his own, but Denver outlasted Tennessee. Their defense was flying around. Nick Bonito had 9 pressures, I think a 40% pass rush win rate. He had a dominant performance, so Denver improves to 1-0. Jacksonville beats the Panthers 26-10. I was told Bryce Young had arrived. He did not look good at all in this game. Trevor Lawrence was just fine, 19-31, 178 yards and a touchdown. Big game for Travis Etienne, 16 carries, 143 yards. Big win for the Jags to start 1-0. You wonder how long of a leash Russell Wilson's going to get in New York as the Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. Russ today, 17 of 37. Really bad. Dink and dunk most of the game, and then in the second half, he started chucking downfield, and he was all over the place. Not a good performance there, to the point where Brian Daboll, when he was asked about his quarterback next week, didn't even give an answer. Now, I can't imagine they're going to go to Jackson Dart 1 week into the season, but if they have a few more duds like that, that leash could get very short on Russell Wilson in New York. Perhaps the game of the day until the game tonight. Clearly, Ravens-Bills is the game of the day, but who saw this coming? Steelers 34, Jets 32, as Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers outgunned Justin Fields and the Jets. The over-under in that game set by Vegas was 38 points. They combined for 66. Aaron Rodgers tossed 4 touchdowns. Justin Fields had 3 on his own, 2 passing, 1 rushing, I believe. It was a hell of a football game, man. A Xavier Gipson fumble on a kickoff return, really the difference in the game, as it allowed Pittsburgh to take a lead. The Jets retook the lead, but then Chris Boswell bangs in a 60-yard field goal with about a minute left to win that one. Awesome game to watch. Steelers won the fourth quarter 17-6. Cardinals beat the Saints 20-13. Nothing earth-shattering from that one. Big win for the Raiders. Geno Smith those for 362 and a touchdown as they beat the Patriots 20-13. Drake May had his struggles. They couldn't run the ball either as the Raiders improved to 1-0. Colts 33, Dolphins 8. Let me repeat that. Daniel Jones and the Colts 33, Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins 8. Daniel Jones was shredding the Dolphins. Tua struggled mightily. Mike McDaniel is going to be the first coach fired this season. Mark my words, right now, September 7th at almost, 11 o'clock Central Time, he's cooked. That was a completely uninspired performance from the Dolphins today. It was embarrassing. Completely embarrassing performance from Miami. Great performance. Good for Daniel Jones, Shane Steichen, that whole crew in Indy. To get punked like that by 25 points by Daniel Jones, that is a joke. That is a joke. You got to clean house, I think, if you're the Miami Dolphins. Should have done it this offseason. I think it's coming soon. Bengals survived the Browns 17-16. This game was in doubt throughout, but they end up winning. The Browns had a go-ahead field goal attempt with a couple minutes left, like a 35-yarder, and they shanked it. It was brutal. Joe Flacco almost pulled it off, but the Bengals do get the win, which is huge for them because Zach Taylor's under a lot of pressure, and the Bengals have started these seasons slow year after year. So to get that one feels big. And then another good game earlier today, Bucks 23, Falcons 20. Emeka Egbuka, 2 touchdowns, including the game winner with about a minute and a half left, but they missed the extra point, which allowed Atlanta an opportunity to get into field goal range, and Younghoe Koo missed it right. 44-yarder, a lot of big kicks today. Some made, some missed. A big miss there for Koo as the Bucks get off to a 1-0 start while Atlanta starts 0-1. Unbelievable day of football. Absolute blast. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you did as well. Let me know who you guys got tomorrow night. Vikings, Bears, Monday Night Football. Big game there as well at Soldier Field. The primetime games have been excellent so far. We'll see if that NFC North tilt can live up to the billing that these other games have up to this point. My name is Harrison Graham. Enjoy the rest of your night.